Sports.
We are Fox. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. The first half of the Tigers season has featured all-star performances, jaw-dropping highlights, and historical accomplishments. Tonight, the Tigers' second half officially begins. Detroit's ace once again takes the mound, looking to continue his recent dominance. Justin Verlander's focus tonight is on the Chicago White Sox, a team he has mastered the last 3 seasons. It's an important division battle to kick off the second half. But first, let's send it back to the Call Sam Studios and Mickey York. Welcome to downtown Detroit, Comerica Park, the scene tonight. Second half of the 2011 baseball season begins right here in the Motor City. The Chicago White Sox are in town, and if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. Here is the starting lineup tonight for the visiting Chicago White Sox. It is presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Juan Pierre will lead off for the Sox tonight, followed by Alexi Ramirez and then Paul Konerko. Adam Dunn struggling mightily this year is batting cleanup, followed by Carlos Quinton, Alex Rios, in a bottom 3 of Pierzynski, Beckham, and Martin. Here's our scouting report tonight on Tigers right-hander Justin Verlander, presented by Scott's Lawn Pro.
Well, he's simply a man on a mission. He talked about it going into spring training this year. He wanted to change how he got off in 2011, and in the last 9 starts, there's been no one better on the planet than Justin Verlander. And one of the things that a lot of people don't know about Justin, not only a very good pitcher, but a great athlete while standing on the mound. And when you add those all up and the supreme confidence he has, you get one of the best right-handers in the game of baseball.
And Verlander won his 12th game of the season in his last start. That was against the Royals to close out the first half, and his numbers this year have been absolutely eye-popping.
4 complete games. He comes in 12-4. He is pitching better than I've ever seen Justin Verlander pitch in his career, and it seems like he continues to get better with each time he takes his turn in the rotation.
So we're ready for baseball tonight on a gorgeous July evening here in the Motor City. 83 degrees our game time temperature. Juan Pierre will lead it off for Chicago. It'll be Pierre, then Alexi Ramirez, and Paul Konerko. It's good to be back home, and it's good to start the second half of the year with the Tigers coming in a first-place tie in the Central Division. Juan Pierre batting .269, has hit safely in his last 6 consecutive games. And Verlander's first pitch is in for a strike.
Juan Pierre's done a little damage this year against Tigers, and in the last 14 games, his batting average is perked up a little bit, so they need to keep him off the base paths. He's a weapon.
13 stolen bases this year for Chicago as Verlander misses 1 ball, 1 strike. Pierre, not a whole lot of power, just 1 home run this year. And 23 RBIs. Verlander ready with the 1-1 pitch. And it's hit down the line, foul to the right side, 1-2.
I was talking to Jim Leland before the game today, and he said he gave Verlander the option of taking 1 more day off, which would have pushed today's start until tomorrow. But Verlander reported back to Jim from the All-Star game in Arizona after he threw his bullpen and said, "Skip, I'm ready to go." So if the ace says he's ready to pitch, you got to pitch him.
You got to pitch him is right. And he'll try and continue his recent dominance against the Chicago White Sox team. They have really been no match for him the last 3 years. Wasn't always that way, though. When he first came to the big leagues, Chicago handled him pretty well. That, however, has changed. Here's the 2-2. And Pierre pops it in the air to left field. Staring into the sunlight is Brendan Bosch. 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the rest of the Tigers defensively. It's always presented by Beaumont Health System. In center field, you've got Derek. He was a late addition to the starting lineup. Jackson still bothered by that left sore wrist. Don Kelly getting the start at third base also here tonight. And the rest of the infield kind of looks like it does on most nights.
So a nice start for Verlander. Here is Alexi Ramirez batting in their 2 slot. First pitch is in for a strike on the inner portion of the plate at 91 miles an hour. Ramirez batting .274. Alexi has some pop in his bat. He's hit 9 home runs this year. And he takes outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Although Ramirez, like many of his teammates, have really struggled recently offensively. In his last 15 games, he's hitting under 200. Bouncing ball foul, third base side, and broke his bat. All that's left is the handle.
And Verlander will get quite a few of these during the course of a game, especially with that good 2-seam fastball that he likes to run in on the right-handers on occasion.
Justin Verlander struck out 9 in his last start against Kansas City. His season high is his career high, and that would be 14. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Ramirez goes down swinging.
And he's brought that filthy stuff once again with him tonight. He's had 2 starts already this year against the White Sox. 1 in April on the 22nd. The other one in June. It was the 4th. 1 here, 1 there. But the stuff is the same. Overpowering fastball, baffling changeup, really good breaking ball. And you talked about the fact that it hasn't always been that way against the White Sox. Verlander has really learned how to maneuver his way through this White Sox lineup that really loves to hit fastballs.
So with 2 outs, it'll bring up Paul Konerko. He's had a marvelous year. 22 home runs for Konerko and 67 RBIs.
He's a great fastball hitter and has been that since coming to the major leagues.
2 balls, no strikes on Konerko, an all-star this year, was 0 for 1 in the game, his 5th all-star appearance.
We'll see what JV wants to do here with Konerko in a 2-0 count. And the fact he's a really good fastball hitter.
Fastball, 2-1.
Located beautifully at 93 miles an hour on the black. And that's one of the reasons why Konerko couldn't pull the trigger. It's the location of the pitch.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Is there a better pitch in baseball than a well-located fastball?
No, not at all. Best pitch in baseball.
Well, he's fallen behind Konerko here. On deck is Adam Dunn.
Here's where Verlander kind of gets tricky. It's not a given that Konerko will get a fastball in this count.
Wave and miss. He does at 96.
He dialed up a little bit. Perfect delivery. Tremendous concentration.
3-2. Wave and a miss. Verlander comes back to strike him out. JV has 2 already tonight. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox. We head to the bottom of the first inning. No score. Change tonight. Austin Jackson was in the original starting lineup. His wrist is not quite there, so Dirks leads off, followed by Bosch and then Ordonez. Cabrera is back in the cleanup slot. Martinez, Peralta, Avila, Rayburn, and Kelly rounding out the Tigers starting 9 tonight. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report tonight. I'm Gavin Floyd. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Floyd's got a power arm, a fastball anywhere from 93 to 97 miles an hour. He also has a really tight, big curveball and a very good changeup. He throws a slider as well, which is kind of puzzling to the White Sox in his last 6 starts. He's 0-4 with an earned run average north of 6 with all the ability that Gavin Floyd has.
So here is Andy Dirks. He will lead things off for Detroit. Dirks, then Bosch, and then Ordonez. And for Andy, 6 home runs in the first half. And a .254 batting average. Ready to go to work against Gavin Floyd, who's done some really good work against Detroit. And the first pitch in for a strike. I guess the Tigers taking a cautious approach with Austin Jackson, which I think is the prudent thing to do.
Well, he took some BP before the game today, and the left wrist really wasn't that healthy, so they did the proper thing, and that's scratch him from the ball game here today.
One more day never ever hurts, that's for sure. Trying to get to Austin healthy. Here's the 1-1. Dirks, meanwhile, has acquitted himself quite well in his first season in the big leagues. After a really nice start at AAA this year, the Tigers called him up. It's back out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Let's take a look at Floyd's overall numbers this year. He comes in with 6 wins and 9 losses. The earned run average is just a tick over 4.5. 80 strikeouts and 111 2/3 innings.
Dirks takes high, run at full now, 3-2.
He has always been troublesome for the Tigers. He likes to elevate the fastball. We've told you about the good breaking ball. And his career number's not bad against Detroit.
Yeah, 5-1 with an ERA about 3.5. And here are the numbers to be exact in 14 starts. Here's the 3-2. And he walked him. Dirks gets a base on balls to start things off.
Let's take a look at the Chicago White Sox defensively. It's presented by Tim Hortons. And Pierre, Rios, Quentin in the outfield. Tien, Ramirez, Gordon Beckham. 1 error in 82 games. 998 fielding percentage to be exact, which is the best in baseball for a second baseman.
Beckham has been almost flawless at that position. Here's Bosch in the 2 spot tonight for Detroit. Strike 1 on Brennan.
It's a good combination to run on if you're Jim Leyland and you want to try to press the issue here in the very first inning. While Gavin has been on the mound this year, the catcher has not thrown out a would-be base stealer. Not one.
Broke his bat, sends it high in the air to right field toward the line. Quentin coming over. And the runner will retreat, 1 gone. Not only is Floyd not good at holding runners on, but A.J. Pierzynski is at about 13%.
Yeah. I mean, you can simply try to protect A.J. and say that the pitchers don't really give him an opportunity to throw. But with that percentage, obviously some of the blame goes to A.J.
Here's Ordonez. Maglio 3 for 13 this year against the team he used to play for, the White Sox. 0-1 on Ordonez. Maglio has really come on since coming off the disabled list. In fact, he was hitting 151 back on May the 2nd. And his average has climbed all the way to 217. Ball inside, 1-1.
Take a look how they defend Maglio Ordonez. Rios in center field, about 10 steps to the second base side in center field.
Strike called, 1-2.
And Maglio doesn't pull the ball that much these days, unless you throw him a breaking ball that kind of hangs. He'll get out in front of that and pull that ball to left field. But by and large, he goes right to the teeth of their defense the way they're playing right now.
Here's the 1-2. Rolled foul.
Gavin Floyd is making a conscious effort into making sure that Dirks doesn't get a good jump off of first base. Every single pinch he threw to Brennan Bosch and the pitches he's thrown to Maglio Ordonez, he has used the slide step, which means he's not picking that left foot up, just simply sliding it across the dirt to get the ball to AJ as quickly as possible. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about, the slide step, and it prevents base runners from getting a good jump.
And there are differing opinions among pitching coaches and pitchers alike as to whether or not that affects the velocity of your pitch.
I've always thought that the velocity decreases when you use that slide step, but just about every other pitching coach that I've asked that same question, they don't think so. But the readings kind of back me up.
Well, it would stand to reason that if you can't use your regular delivery to the plate,
your leverage.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Don Cooper, pitching coach. Herm Schneider, longtime trainer as well of the White Sox.
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Ordonez is out on strikes. Floyd has his first strikeout of the game.
Well, Cabbie had to leave the All-Star game a couple of days ago. They said he had a little bit of a tender oblique, but apparently he is good to go because he was out taking some early batting practice today, and, well, he looked as good as he always does.
Yes, he did. It sounded loud.
He can make a hitting coach look awfully good.
Little pop-up, shallow right field. Quentin coming on, and that is that for Detroit. No runs, a walk, one left. We go to the second. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or see your local dealer today. And by Arby's. Try the new Angus Cool Deli Sandwich only at Arby's. It's good mood food. Back here at Comerica Park, where the great Ernie Hartwell is immortalized. The Tigers and the Chicago White Sox going to the top of the second in a key early second half showdown here. The Tigers and Sox not separated by a whole lot in the standings. And the Tigers have done well this year against Chicago. In fact, Detroit has won 5 of the 6 meetings between the two teams. Here is Adam Dunn, who's batting 160 and only 2 for 22 against Tigers pitching this year.
It's a tough matchup here today for Adam Dunn. Well, tough matchup for most guys, but in particular Dunn, who has that long swing, strikes out quite a bit. As a matter of fact, he has struck out 117 times already this year.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Dunn is on pace for a whopping 206 strikeouts this year. Career against Verlander, 10 at-bats, a homer, but 6 Ks. Fouled away, 1-2. Well, back in June in Chicago, they were really on Dunn. Remember the guy with the yellow jacket?
I do remember him.
He was just beside himself.
Eminem guy.
He had had enough. 1-2 on Dunn. It really has been a tough season for Adam Dunn. And obviously, it's a season that nobody expected because this guy has put up such huge numbers over the last decade.
It's puzzling.
And he's behind again here, 1-2. Good breaking ball that just missed. Fans didn't like that call from home plate umpire Drew Struckman, but it looked a little bit outside. Just a bit. Dunn, Quentin, and Rios here in the second.
Verlander might want to get that fastball up just about 6 inches. And if he's able to do that, he can get a swing and miss of Dunn. tough for Dunn to catch up to that fastball right above the belt buckle, especially in the upper 90s.
Got him, strike 3. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and Dunn took it looking. Third strikeout for Verlander.
He's got tremendous control. Take a look at the head and the concentration, and even when he delivers the ball home, take a look at where he's looking. I mean, his head is right toward home plate. What a fierce competitor.
That caught a good portion of the plate. One gone. So 3 straight strikeouts now for Justin. Here is Carlos Quentin. Pops that one up. First base side. Looks like a play for Cabrera. 2 gone.
Verlander throwing quite a few fastballs here in the first couple of innings, but he's locating them very well. And he's also going inside and outside. He has not gotten into a pattern.
Alex Rios this year is just 1 for 14 against Detroit pitching. And his numbers are way down from last year.
Well, he and Dunn, if they can get any kind of a contribution at all from the two the second half of the season, they will be a little bit better, no doubt.
It's almost mandatory, don't you think?
Well, Kenny Williams, their general manager, says, you know, it's time to throw the numbers out the window. Forget about the numbers. He said, just figure out a way to help your team win some games when you come to the ballpark. That's all he wants out of Dunn and Rios at this point in time.
Well, and you're right, and that's all that really matters. Getting victories. Frustrating first half for Ozzie Guillen.
Ozzie continues to have to write both guys into the lineup. One's making $12 million, the other $12.5. Not that that really matters. You want them to produce.
Skied to center field. Dirks is under it, and Verlander has a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings to start this one. Peralta and Alex Avila facing Gavin Floyd. Neither team has a run. The Tigers have the only base runner of the game as Martinez starts it off here in the second. 335 this season for Martinez. And a gorgeous night here. Temperature at game time 83. Beautiful evening. Martinez with 50 RBIs, the DH tonight for Detroit. And the first pitch in for a strike.
And Victor Martinez should have been an all-star, but obviously you can't take everybody. And the Tigers were well represented with 5 guys on from their club.
They were.
Paul Konerko got that final vote that Martinez was a part of, the final voting.
Victor finished second in that voting to Konerko. Anything about the All-Star game surprise you?
Not really.
2 in a row now for the NL.
Yeah, but not really surprised by anything. A little disappointed. A lot of the aces of the American League didn't get a chance to pitch, though.
Agreed. That's fouled away.
They got to figure out a way for everybody to participate, especially the best players in the game. I know a lot of managers frown on the fact that a guy pitches on Sunday, he can't pitch on Tuesday, but they got to figure out a way for the best players to participate. All of them that get voted in.
It's gotten to the point now that a lot of teams have that Thursday off. Why not find a way in the schedule to get everybody that Thursday off, move the game back a day, and see if you can get everybody involved. Little floater hit to the shortstop over the head of Ramirez into left field. Well, Victor has a soft serve to left, a base hit. By the way, this game is available in high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. Here's one of the Tigers All-Stars, Johnny Peralta, who was 0 for 2 in the game. Good numbers this year against the White Sox, 7 for 18. A couple of RBIs. And Johnny lofts one in the air to right, hit pretty well. It's chasing Quentin back. 1 out. Martinez anchored at first base. That'll bring up Avila. Tigers trying to get their bats going on this homestand. On the last road trip leading up to the All-Star break, they hit just .211 as a team. However, they were 4-3 on the trip. So while the bats really weren't perked up on that road trip, they found a way to win the trip, so to speak.
Got some timely hits.
Avila takes strike 1. Alex, 3 hits on the road trip, batting .286. His first experience with an All-Star game in Phoenix. The 0-1.
Alex Avila is the first ever player to start an All-Star game that played collegiately at the University of Alabama.
Good for him. The count fouled back. He also got to catch David Robertson, who was a teammate at Alabama. So how about that? That had to be a big thrill for those two guys.
No question about that. It's a storied program.
You know, I asked Alex, how did you end up at Alabama? I mean, he grew up in Florida, spent some time here in Michigan when his dad, of course, joined the Tigers, played in Ann Arbor. So how do you end up in Alabama? He said, I was playing in a showcase down south. Alabama saw me and offered me a scholarship.
It only takes one.
Ball inside, 1-2.
One guy to like you that has a little bit of authority.
Born in Hialeah, Florida. And so you would have figured that he would have gone to school in Florida somewhere, or maybe in the Midwest in Michigan. But Alabama it was. The 1-2 just misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kevin Floyd, 28 years old, born in Annapolis, Maryland. He's looking for his first win since June the 1st. He tried to hold up, but he went, and Avila strikes out.
Hey fans, bring 15 people to select Tigers games in August and take advantage of the Detroit Tigers Party Pack. Get 15 tickets, hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks for only $24 per person. Call 313-471-2255, or visit Tigers.com.
So with 2 outs, here is Ryan Rayburn. There's strike 1 on Ryan. Rayburn now with 8 home runs. Good numbers this year against the Sox. And a bouncing ball left side. Cut off at third base by Tien. And out at first base is Rayburn. Close play. Tigers get a leadoff single strand of man, and you're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
Really one of the most memorable games that he's ever played in.
It was great. Just there was a lot to do in a couple of days, and the best part though was just enjoying it with all the other players and get to hang out in the clubhouse with them and just swapping stories and telling jokes.
Talked with Alex a little bit earlier in the clubhouse, and he said it was special. His whole family was there, including his grandfather, Ralph Avila, who's been a longtime scout and exec over with the Dodgers. But the All-Star game, listen to this, you guys, was the first game his grandpa had ever seen him play at the major league level. Needless to say, he's a little bit superstitious. He says, yes, he's been around the game of baseball for a number of years, but Alex said he's still his grandpa, so he still gets nervous. And I actually was just up in the press box and happened to notice Ralph is here with Big Al Avila watching the game tonight, so he must think that maybe now he's a good luck charm. So exciting for their family, and also a really good experience for Alex. Rod and Mario, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thanks. I can imagine there's probably some nerves. There's Dad Al, and at least for Alex, the next time he goes, he'll know what to expect. There's a soft roller to second base off the bat of Przinsky, and one gone.
But how about Grandpa, though? He didn't make an appearance until the kid made the All-Star team.
Well, that had to be a great experience for Alex. A little bit nerve-wracking, I would imagine, but what an experience nonetheless. And, of course, Alex gives Ralph, his grandfather, a lot of credit for his development. Here is Gordon Beckham now with one out. So Verlander has retired the first 7 straight in this game, 3 via the strikeouts. Beckham batting .245. And is popped up first base side, heading back to the seats on top of the dugout roof. 0-2 on Beckham. Beckham, a modest 5-game hitting streak in progress. Verlander so far has thrown 30 pitches, 22 of them are for strikes. He's come out of the gate sharp here in the second half. fouled away again. Verlander on the last road trip, as you know, beat Kansas City. He lost to the Angels, but went 7 2/3, allowing 1 run. Dan Herron outpitched him on that night. Tigers just could not get anything going against Herron, and they lost that game 1-0.
Herron was nasty. He had a good fastball. He was changing speeds with the fastball. Also, Herron has adopted a new pitch, that cutter, and it was very effective for him that day against the left-handers.
Here again is the 0-2. Little looper into left field, and that's going to drop. Base hit. The White Sox have their first hit of the game. 1 on, 1 out. Back to the studio we go with the game break. Here's Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev. Well, Cleveland and the Tigers came in tied for first place. Cleveland a winner last night. They started the second half last evening. And those Minnesota Twins hanging around.
Yes, they are.
With all the injuries they've had and all of the things they've had to go through this year. Pretty impressive. Beckham. A couple of steals this year. Martin, the batter. Right back up the middle and into center field, just out of the reach of Peralta. Beckham is on his way to third, and he'll cruise in there. A broken bat single for Martin.
Hey, Verlander threw him a pitch at 85 miles an hour. It appeared to be a changeup that was fading down and away from Tien. And right off the end of the bat, and Peralta couldn't knock it down. And good base running by Beckham, getting himself over to third with just 1 out.
So one time through the Chicago lineup tonight, and Verlander has thrown first pitch strikes on 8 of the 9. Here's Pierre. Showing bunt, drops one down first base side, and Cabrera can't handle it. Was trying to come home with it, and the White Sox get a run.
It's a safety squeeze. It's a play where if you're Beckham and you're on third base, you kind of know the tendencies of your leadoff hitter, Pierre. He has a lot of bunt base hits in his career. He bunts the ball down toward first base, and then if you're Beckham, now you take off once the ball has hit the grass. It's not like a suicide squeeze where the base runner takes off first. It's a nice job by Juan Pierre getting that ball down and getting his team on the board first.
Here's Alexi Ramirez. 1 ball to no strikes on Alexi.
That is the first base hit against Justin Verlander with runners in scoring position in the last 33 at-bats for the opponent.
That's pretty incredible. Driven in the air, foul down the left field line. 33 consecutive at-bats with a man in scoring position, and they finally get a hit against Verlander.
Yep. Well, we've watched Justin Verlander the last 9 starts. I mean, those are the ones that kind of come to mind because those are where the numbers are eye-popping. Every time there's a runner on second and third, and he just reaches back to get a little extra. He's been striking out everybody.
He struck out Ramirez back in the first inning. 1 run, 3 hits for Chicago. Lifted in the air to center. Dirk's coming over. And the runners will hold. Ramirez 0 for 2, and there are 2 outs. Now Paul Konerko. He struck out back in the first inning. Ball low as it's smothered by Avila. Verlander came in leading the American League in strikeouts with 147, so he has 3 more tonight, giving 150 for the year. Ten more than Felix Hernandez of the Seattle Mariners. And Verlander paints the outside corner. At 95, 1 ball, 1 strike. Konerko overall this year came in at 319, but on the road 335. Verlander trying to limit the damage here. He has given up a run on a bunt single by Juan Pierre. Two and one. Jam-packed house tonight for this one, the first of the series here over the weekend against Chicago. Verlander on the hill, so you would expect standing room only, and that's what we have here tonight. They've got him shoehorned in here to Comerica Park, and you really can't beat this weather as well. 83 at game time.
Got a first place club. Verlander on the mound.
Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Paul Konerko.
Nice changeup. Down and in. Kind of ties Konerko up a little bit.
Three and two. So only Adrian Gonzalez and Adrian Beltre have more RBIs this year in the American League than Paul Konerko. Adam Dunn waiting on deck. Crowd making some noise now. 3-2 pitch upcoming to Paul Konerko. And the 3-2 with the runners going. He walked him. Missed inside. They are loaded now for Dunn. First walk for Verlander tonight. Justin really hasn't walked too many this year. He's gone 11 starts with 2 or fewer walks. Now Dunn with the bases loaded. Teeing the runner at third. You've got Pierre and you have Konerko on the bases as well. Ball one. 97 miles an hour there from Justin. Dunn struck out back in the second. And now is 3 for his last 24. 1-1.
97 with the previous pitch inside. They kind of knocked him off the plate, and then he comes back with an 88-mile-per-hour changeup. And that is exactly what the changeup is designed to do. Disrupt your timing to get you to swing over the top of it.
Ground ball into right field. He beat the shift. 1 run scores. Here comes Pierre. He will score. Konerko goes to third. And Adam Dunn comes up with a huge early hit in this game. It is 3-0 Chicago.
Looked like Verlander came back with another changeup, this one at 89, but he didn't get this one outside, and that allowed Dunn to reach out with the long arms and the long bat and hit it right in between Cabrera and Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn playing very deep in the outfield, still not able to knock that ball down. That has to feel really good to Adam Dunn.
Well, he's got 36 RBIs now. He's made it a 3-0 game. And it's the White Sox strike for 3 against Verlander. Here is Carlos Quentin. And he drives one foul to right field, 0-1.
That was a tremendous at-bat by Paul Konerko, who is now standing on third base. And knowing that he has tremendous numbers, and Verlander was kind of pitching around him. He was pitching inside or well off the plate outside. Konerko was able to get the base on balls to extend the inning for Dunn.
Quentin is the 8th man to bat in this inning. And they got it rolling with a 1-out single from Gordon Beckham. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quentin popped up his first time.
Yeah, the Beckham base hit is a pitch that Verlander would love to get back. It was a breaking ball, but it was an 0-2 count that Beckham was able to single in the left field with.
Checked it, and he did not go, says Alan Porter. 2-1. Most of Quentin's damage has come on the road this year. Carlos has 51 RBIs, but 34 of them have been away from U.S. Cellular Field. Couldn't hold up. 2-2.
That's a wicked slider right there from Verlander. He doesn't throw many sliders, but this is a really good one.
Soft liner to right, base hit off the end of the bat. That'll get another run in. Konerko comes around to score, and Carlos Quentin has made it a 4-0 game.
4 of the 5 hits that Verlander has given up in this inning have been off-speed pitches. The base hit to left field by Gordon Beckham, that was a breaking ball. And then you follow that up with T, and he hit a changeup. Then you got Adam Dunn. He also hit a changeup, and now a breaking ball right there to Carlos Quentin. So apparently Verlander has gotten away from his fastball and probably needs to reestablish it again.
A stunning 4-run inning against Verlander here in the 3rd. They put up 5 hits in this frame as well. After Justin rolled through the first 7 batters in this game, the last time he gave up a 3-run inning, got to go back to May 24th against Tampa.
I cannot remember the last time Jeff Jones or Rick Knapp had to go visit Verlander on the mound in the last 2 months.
I can't either.
That's how good he has been.
Here is Rios, and he takes strike 1. I gave you that May 24th date. It was also the game in which he allowed the most earned runs since the 24th. This game here tonight, he gave up 6 earnings in that start, and that was 11 starts ago. But 4 runs here tonight. Another broken bat, slow roller toward third. Kelly will make the play, and that'll end the inning. However, they send 9 men to the plate, 4 runs on 5 hits. been 3 of them. Could you be looking at one of them?
No
Maybe.
way.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Too easy?
Too easy.
All right, we'll see. Don Kelly starts it off in the bottom of the 3rd. Tigers have some work to do now. They're down 4-0. Kelly getting the start at 3rd tonight. He'll be followed by Dirks and then Bosch. Bunted toward 3rd base, and a nice one. Tien barehanded. And a nice play at 3rd by Mark Tien.
The play was nice, but the arm strength was impressive. Because Tien's one of those guys that doesn't throw from underneath. He grabs the ball, then comes back up top, and then fires a seed across the diamond. Most guys would throw this ball from underneath, but that's not part of Tien's game. But he does show some really nice arm strength getting out there.
1 gone. Here comes Dirks. And he walked back in the 1st, did not score. And he pops it up foul back out of play. Andy hitting .254. Way outside, 1-1. Gavin Floyd can get on some rolls. In fact, he's had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning 4 separate times in his career. In fact, one of those times was against the Tigers, 7 1/3 hitless back in 2008. Edgar Renteria singled in the 8th inning to break up that no-hit bid, but Floyd has kind of flirted with a couple. Verlander, of course, his opponent tonight, has 2 no-hitters. 3-1 on Dirks. Swing and a miss. 3-2. On deck, Bosch. Tigers batting here in the 3rd, down 4-0 in game 1 in this series. Slice to center field. Rios cruising back. That ball picked up some steam. 2 gone.
Pretty good jump by Rios in center field. He was on the second base side of second base when that ball took off Dirk's bat, but able to run it down rather easily.
There's Bosch. He's 0 for 1. Flied out his first time up. Bosch had a big month of June, hit .380, and came into this game tonight hitting .345 in the month of July, so he has not slowed down at all. And really, had he not had a downer in the month of May, Bosch might have been one of those guys as well, making a bid for an all-star appearance. He did it last year before cooling off. The 1-1. 1-2 on Brennan.
He's been consistent. That's the best way to describe what Brennan Bosch has done this year. It started in spring training, and then it continued in the month of April. Slowed down a little bit in the month of May, as you mentioned, but he's swinging that stick again.
Wave and a miss, and Bosch is tagged out for strike 3. 3rd strikeout for Gavin Floyd. 3 in the books tonight. And by Milk-Bone Healthy Favorites, tasty dog snacks packed with wholesome ingredients. Back here in the Motor City on a spectacular night for baseball here in downtown Detroit. However, the score right now is 4-0 in favor of Chicago. And Justin Verlander will climb back on top of the hill, facing the bottom of the lineup. In fact, the same three he faced to start off the third as Chicago sent 9 men to the plate.
Verlander came out establishing his fastball very early in this game. As a matter of fact, he struck out 3 of the first 4 hitters, majority fastballs, but he came out in the third inning and gave up 5 hits, 4 of which were on off-speed pitches. A breaking ball and a few changeups, and they have put a few runs on the board.
And they take a 4-0 lead into the 4th inning. The 4 earned runs equals the total over Verlander's previous 7 starts combined. That's how dominant he's been. Strike 1 on AJ Pierzynski. I'm not trying to throw out any sour grapes or anything, but in that third, really, were there any hard hit balls?
Nope, not one.
So,
not one.
Breaks of the game, I realize, but the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball is away, 1-1. First pitch strikes on 12 of the 16 that Verlander has seen so far. And Pierzynski couldn't hold up. He definitely went around. Gary Darling says so. 1-2. AJ is a guy that is really difficult to strike out. As you look at his pitch count, 57 now for Verlander. Pierzynski strikes out every 18 plate appearances. Puts this one in play to first base. Scooped up by Cabrera. 1 gone. Well, you had time enough to think about your trivia question. Courtesy, as it is every night, of AT&T.
He's one.
Can you name the only 3 players to hit 38 or more homers in 7 straight seasons? Dunn, Ruth, and Palmeiro.
That's pretty good company.
It's an interesting list.
That's pretty good company for Adam Dunn.
Here's Gordon Beckham. Palmeiro not only had 500 home runs, but 3,000 hits in his career.
Oh, he had a lot of doubles, too. He had a sweet swing.
Babe Ruth, he was awfully good. The 1-0.
He could pitch, too.
Yes, he could. He absolutely. The one thing the other 2 guys couldn't or didn't do. 1-1 on Beckham. He singled to start that rally in the 3rd. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Don't forget, over on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, you can check out a behind-the-scenes telecast tonight. We're bringing you inside the truck and kind of give you a bird's-eye view of how a telecast is produced on a nightly basis. Swing and a miss. Here's Kyle Clemens, our audio mixer, and John Keating is interviewing him right now. Check out that audio board. Did you work that, Rob?
Not a chance.
No, not good either.
Do they have labels for all those different switches and whatnot?
I think they just memorize them. Well, Verlander has another strikeout. Give him 4. Two outs. By the way, on our current edition of Tigers Weekly, Ryan Field is joined by guest co-host Joaquin Benoit to connect fans with members of the Tigers bullpen. It includes a profile of rookie sensation Al Albuquerque. Plus, we learn about some of the fun that goes on amongst the close-knit group which resides outside of the outfield wall. So check that out. That's the bullpen on Tigers Weekly, airing tomorrow at 11:30 on Fox Sports Detroit. Those bullpen guys are a different breed, man. They're their own group.
Yes, they are.
There's a strike called. 0-2 now on team. Adam Wilk right now getting some work into the bullpen.
Well, Adam Wilk pretty much knows that he will not be used today. He's the long man in that Tigers bullpen, and usually there is no long man needed when Verlander is on the mound.
Lifted toward left field. Bosch cruising over, now back. And makes the play a 1-2-3 inning for Verlander. 3.5 in the books. It is still 4-zip.
They always ask me that question every day, and all the fans want to know the answer to that. And if I had the answer, if somebody's got it, write me a letter, because I don't have the answer. We do the same thing. I've checked with managers that aren't managing anymore. I've checked with young managers, old managers. We all do the same thing. I mean, we take BP most every day. we look at film every day. You know, we rest guys when they think they need a rest, when we think they need a rest, or they think they need a rest, whichever way it may be. We don't do anything different.
Well, it certainly has been a little bit perplexing for Jim Leyland, and the second half record for the ball club has not been quite what it has been in the first half in several seasons in the last 5 or 6 years.
30 games under 500 since Jim Leyland took over in the second half of the year, but I have a feeling this will be a different second half for the boys.
Ordonez swings and misses. Pierzynski going to have to run it down. Does he have time? No. And Maglio will reach. Strikeout wild pitch.
That is the 8th wild pitch of the year for Gavin Floyd. Number 8. AJ couldn't do nothing with the breaking ball. He tried to shift his body over. He tried to block it, but couldn't get there, couldn't knock it down. Ball all the way to the backstop, and Maglio able to reach safely.
Making a pass ball. They've charged Pierzynski with a pass ball.
Really?
I kid you not. Kidoki. Here's Miguel Cabrera. And a strike called on the outer edge. Miguel flied out his first time. Let's take a look at that again.
And that's the correct call.
It is the correct call. Right off the heel of the glove.
He's lucky that ball didn't break his wrist.
High fly ball, left field, hit well. Pierre to the track, to the wall. Goodbye, it's gone. Cabrera with a big early hit here for the Tigers. 2-run shot.
Miguel Cabrera must have went up there looking for the 79-mile-per-hour breaking ball from Floyd. He went down, he got it, and he hit it a country mile to left field over the Tigers bullpen. Such a smart hitter. When he does go up there looking for a particular pitch, if he gets the pitch that he's looking for, he usually doesn't miss it.
Looked like he just volleyed that one over the wall. Makes it a 4-2 ball game. 390 feet on the home run by Cabrera. And now Victor Martinez.
Pass ball looms large right now for the Chicago White Sox.
It allowed Maglio to reach. Cost them a run. Pierzynski has been good behind the plate for them. We talk about the fact he didn't throw too many runners out. However, the team ERA is 3.75 when AJ is behind the dish.
He's a good leader. He's a gamer, too. He really is. He's a gamer.
The 1-1. Victor had a single. That was back in his first at bat in the second inning. Floyd trying to shake off that long ball. The 2-1. There's a base hit to left. Boy, does Martinez spray the baseball around.
He takes a great direction with his hands. He leads with the bat knob, which allows the barrel of the bat to get over the heart of the plate consistently. And when the barrel of the bat gets over the plate consistently and you're catching the ball out in front and you have the skill set that V-Mart has, you're going to do some damage. And he's done a lot of that this year. That spray chart is a definition of a 300 hitter.
Johnny Peralta, the batter. So Peralta becomes a tying run at the plate here as we play in the fourth inning. Tigers back to within 2. And the 0-1. Wave and a miss. 0-2 on Peralta. Floyd now has given up 13 home runs. That is a team high, but only his second in his last 4 starts. Cabrera's 2-run shot has made it a 4-2 game. Now Peralta waiting, and he drives one in the air to center. Too much room out there. Rios.
Hey fans, the Tigers' 17th annual Negro Leagues tribute game is tomorrow against the Chicago White Sox starting at 4:10. The first 10,000 fans receive a Detroit Stars flat bill cap. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com.
One away now, and here is Alex Avila. He struck out against Floyd back in the second. Gavin has fanned 4 in this game. Ball 1 missing inside. Jim Leland admitted before the game today that he really worked Avila hard down the stretch in the first half. He played him just about every game. It was tough to take him out, but he will also watch him very closely in the second half. There's a strike called, 1-1. I think you look at most catchers, you know, even the really good ones, it is really difficult to play them more than 140 games or so during the season.
Alex Avila is a perfect example of a very young catcher that kind of comes into his own from a batting standpoint in the major leagues, that all of a sudden, not necessarily with him, but with guys like Biggio in the past, you got Joe Mauer, you got some of the other guys that are really good standout catchers, all of a sudden talk becomes of switching positions. Buster Posey, his name comes up as well. When you get a really good hitting catcher, they always want to move you.
Right. The 1-2. Smothered by Pierzynski. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Even the young kid Santana in Cleveland gets some reps at first base.
Well, it's a position where you don't see very often guys that are able to play both ends of it, because so much time is consumed learning how to catch your pitching staff, how to handle the staff.
There is nothing more valuable from a catcher's standpoint or an organization standpoint if you have a catcher that can handle the pitching staff and has some power and swings left-handed.
And down he goes via the strikeout. 5 of them now for Gavin Floyd. 2 outs. It's going to bring up Ryan Rayburn.
Forgot about Victor Martinez, another young catcher when he came up with Cleveland, hitting for high average, driving in lots of runs. All of a sudden, he started playing some first base, too.
Rayburn bounced out his first time, hits a bullet down to third. Tien stays with it, and he is out at first base.
Nice job by Mark Tien. He's made a couple of dandy plays.
Wow. Tigers, however, get 2 runs back to cut into this lead to make it 4-2. And a terrific play by Mark Tien on a bullet hit to third.
At third base, he was able to knock the ball down. It was hit like a bullet off the bat of Ryan Rayburn, but he was able to find the ball very quickly. And by him being able to find the ball as quickly as he did, he was able to get the out over at first base. Alan Porter is the first base umpire, and he saw it just like it was, I believe. He got him by an eyelash.
Ooh, whoa. Hard to tell.
Small eyelash.
But Alan Porter was feet away from that play, so we'll take his word for it. Nice play nonetheless. Here come the White Sox now. Top of the order coming up. Juan Pierre, then Alexi Ramirez, and Paul Konerko facing Verlander. 4 runs, 5 hits for Chicago. 2 runs, 3 hits, Detroit. Fouled straight back. No balls, 2 strikes. Pierre had a bunt single, which drove in a run back in the third, extending Juan's hitting streak to 7 straight.
He won't be bunting here with 2 strikes, but that is very much a part of Pierre's game and has been since he came to the majors. A really good speed and an outstanding bunter.
And the 0-2 stays alive. So the White Sox on this team have the hardest hitter to strike out. That would be Pierzynski, who strikes out every 18 plate appearances. And Pierre is the second hardest to strike out, every 15 plate appearances. A couple of guys put the ball in play. Verlander is ahead 0-2, however. And he serves one on one hop to the second baseman, Rayburn. That bobble cost him. Leadoff man is out.
After Ryan Rayburn initially bobbled it, if he doesn't look up to see where the base runner is, right here, he's able to pick the ball up and get the out. But once you look up to see where the base runner is, it's impossible for you to really pick the ball up cleanly. Therefore, a guy with speed like Pierre is going to be safe. anybody else, he might get the out.
E4, 10th error of the year for Ryan. We'll bring up Alexi Ramirez. Talked about Pierre's ability to steal bases, but his percentage this year has not been very good.
He really hasn't had a good year overall. I mean, he started off really bad defensively. The batting average was down, but he's perked up lately. But that is not a good percentage for him.
Not a good combo to run on either, Verlander and Avila. Ramirez is 0 for 2. And he fouls one straight back.
Very important for Verlander to try to the best of his ability to keep Juan Pierre at first base. And the reason for that is Ramirez has grounded into a whopping 15 double plays already this season.
That is whopping.
15 of those.
Pierre gets back. Verlander came into this game having won each of his last 7 starts against the White Sox. You got to go back to June of 2009 when that streak started. Waited a miss. 0-2. So he's dominated the Chicago team the last couple of years. They got 4 against him in 1 inning tonight. That was the 3rd. Verlander becoming a 4-time All-Star with his selection this season. Did not pitch, of course, after pitching on the final day of the first half of Sunday. It's served into right center field. That's going to be trouble, especially with Pierre on the bases. He's headed to third. They're going to stop him there, and Ramirez will pull in with a double. And the White Sox in business here in the 5th.
Verlander just a little bit off today with the location of some of the breaking balls that he's thrown. Here's a breaking ball, but it stays up with 2 strikes, and that allows Ramirez to reach out and hit the ball. Even though it's off the plate about 4 inches, he's still able to put the ball in play because the breaking ball stayed up. Take a look at the breakdown of Verlander's fastball versus off-speed pitches today. Now, he has thrown more off-speed pitches percentage-wise than he has his bread and butter pitch, which would be the heater.
Well, now he's got to face the middle of the lineup for the White Sox with runners at second and third, nobody out. Konerko fouls it away.
This is where Verlander gets tough, and this is where he has been dominant in his last 9 starts. Runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs.
Konerko in his career against Verlander is just 5 for 42. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Real nice block there by Avila. And when you call for the breaking ball and there's a runner on third, you have to earn the confidence in your pitcher, and this is how you earn that confidence, and by getting down and smothering it and making sure that runner doesn't come home. Now if you're Verlander, you don't mind throwing that breaking ball down there again.
Rolled foul, 1-2. And skips into the seats. Congratulations on your souvenir. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Paul Konerko. Look out. That one went right back to the visiting dugout in a hurry.
Good at bat there. I mean, that ball was basically by Konerko. It was almost in the glove of Avila. And basically, he took it out. Look at that thing. Oh, that ball was behind him. But that's what good hitters do with 2 strikes. And it also gave Verlander a pretty good indication that Konerko's looking for something soft, which means he might get another fastball here. Exactly.
Not your average fastball either. 98. Two and two on Paul Konerko with Dunn waiting on deck. He singled in a pair back in the 3rd. Sox threatening again here in the 5th inning tonight, leading at 4-2. And again, Avila has to leave the crouch. Now it's 3-2.
Alexi Ramirez at second base. He better be careful. Yeah, he is venturing off the bag way too far when Verlander delivers the ball toward home plate. And Avila loves to throw behind the runner.
Konerko tonight a strikeout and a walk. He's also scored a run. He came into this game tonight having knocked in 30 in his last 37 games. Got a chance to drive in a couple here with a base hit. And he takes a walk. That's going to load him up. An error, a double, and a base on balls. Second walk for Justin. Now Adam Dunn, who singled in 2 back in the 3rd.
Got himself a changeup when he hit that ball between Rayburn and Cabrera on the right side of the infield.
There's a strike call. And saw Gene Lamont getting on the phone, getting in touch with the Tigers bullpen. They will start to stir down there. They are not used to doing this in a Verlander start this early. 0-1 on Dunn. Missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Verlander continues to reach back here against Dunn. First fastball 98, the second one at 99 miles an hour.
Dunn pops one up. Shallow right field. Maglio on the charge. This will not be deep enough. Catch is made. Runners will hold. Dunn is retired. That's a start. 1 away.
Let's take a look at it. We told you that Dunn got a breaking ball and got a base hit his first time up. That at bat, Verlander was not going to allow him to get his hands out in front by throwing him another firm fastball. He kind of tied the big fella up.
So that's a big out. 1 gone. That'll bring up Carlos Quentin. White Sox tonight have out hit the Tigers 6-3. They lead by 2. As Verlander tries to pitch out of a bases loaded, nobody out mess. Pierre reaching on an error, then a double by Ramirez and a walk to Konerko. And ball 1 to Carlos Here's your activity. Joaquin Benoit. Adam Wilk. Bouncing ball back up the middle, and a diving play by Rayburn. Shovels to second one. That's all they'll get, but he saved probably another run. Quentin gets an RBI, 5-2.
You're absolutely right about the fact that he saved another run here for Verlander by stretching out, grabbing the ball, getting up and shuffling it to Peralta. But even though Quentin is not the fleetest of foot, that was not a play that you were going to get two on.
Back up to a 3-run lead for Chicago. 2 outs now, runners at first and third, and here is Rios.
Ryan Rayburn a little hard on himself. That was not a double play ball. But you saw the frustration in Rayburn. I guess he must have thought he should have got that ball to Peralta a little faster, and they should have turned to, but no need for him to be that hard on himself.
The only thing I can think of, maybe thought he should have had a firmer feed, but you're right, no chance at 2.
Well, let's take a peek at it. This ball's about 3 hops up the diamond. You leave your feet. Now you give him the ball, and you just can't turn it over. Rayburn's mad. Quentin's mad.
Nobody's happy right now. Ooh, Rios unable to hold up. 1-2. Rios 0 for 2, fly ball, ground out. Missed it outside, 2-2. It's been a tough stretch for Rios, 3 for his last 24. And he came in batting just $165 on the road this year.
His hands are a little higher. He has raised his hands up a little bit. His hands were right around his belt buckle the last time we saw him.
3-2.
He's gotten them up in a more conventional area where you'll see most big leaguers start as far as their hands are concerned.
Fouled off. Ouch. And Avila's feeling.
Left shoulder.
Can't cover every single part of your body, and so there's always an area unprotected, and Avila trying to shake that one off. Left shoulder. Fouled straight back by Rios. The White Sox got 4 in the third, 1 more here in the 5th. .25 total pitches now of 95 or higher. And he's dialed it up this half inning as well.
And that's been very common with Verlander when he has been backed up against a wall, as he has been in this inning. Runners on second and third at the beginning of the inning with nobody out. He'll reach back to get a little extra.
Another foul as Rios continues to make it work. Crowd trying to help him out. Not a seat to be had here tonight. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. They got him, and 5 strikeouts for Verlander. They get another run. They go up 5-2, and you're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
Very hard on himself, and it's not just with his defense, it's also with his hitting. And he does realize, he said today, he is a slow starter. As you saw his numbers from the first half of the season, not exactly where he'd like them to be. Traditionally, he is a second half of the season guy, and that's what he's looking forward to. In fact, he's been working with hitting coach Lloyd McClendon on what he can do differently. What can he do to keep that groove when he does have a good at bat? And actually, just last week when he was in Kansas City, he started a new thing. It's a journal. He's actually writing down how he feels, where his hands are, what he's thinking about when he has those good at-bats, so that he can revert back to those notes when he does feel like he's getting in a slump. So I know all the Tigers fans are probably hoping he does find that groove again, because he's definitely a bat that the Tigers could use in the second half of the game. Rod and Mario, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. And I guess further proof, Rod, that if you want to be a hitting coach, you have to be part psychologist as well.
No doubt about that. And it's good to see that Rayburn's starting to chart some of the things that are going on as far as his at-bats are concerned. You can also chart the pitches that the opposing pitcher is throwing to you on any given day, and you can revert back to that the next time you see that particular pitcher. So it's good to write down some notes.
Well, Don Kelly is starting things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Rayburn trying to get back to his second half numbers, where he's about 60 points higher in his career. Kelly and then Dirks and then Bosch here in the 5th inning, facing Gavin Floyd, who was the victim of a passed ball on a strike 3, which allowed a run to score. So one of the 2 runs he gave up in the 4th inning was unearned. And the 2-2. High fly ball, right center field. Rios floating back all the way to the warning track for the out. 1 gone. We'll bring up Andy Dirks. And he walked in the 1st inning, flied out in the 3rd. Fouled away. Of course, Dirks a late addition to the lineup, as Austin Jackson still has that left wrist all wrapped up. He tried to give it a go tonight, but they took him out of the lineup.
Austin had a cortisone shot in that left wrist before the All-Star break started. He also went to see a specialist in Texas, and they say it's just inflammation, but apparently he is not good to go. Not yet.
And the 1-1. I would assume in your playing days you had a cortisone shot at some point.
No doubt.
They're not fun, are they?
No, they're not fun. Long needle. Long needle.
Okay, that's enough.
As a matter of fact, they try to hide the needle for you. They don't even try to. They don't even show you the needle. That's how big it is.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And they really get in there, too.
All right. Why did I bring this up? I'm getting queasy just thinking about that. But Jackson still not good to go, so I don't know. Guess maybe he'll try it tomorrow. We'll see. The 2-2 pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
There's no doubt they're concerned about that left wrist. They're concerned about it. They may not be saying so, but they are very much concerned about Austin Jackson's left wrist.
Popped him up. Shallow left. Juan Pierre coming in. And Dirks is out, 2 gone. Well, and I guess they should be, because even though Austin is not having the type of season he had last year as a rookie, he is still a critical part of A, the lineup, and B, the defensive alignment in the outfield.
Well, he takes away a lot of runs the opposing teams would get, and by him running down balls in center field.
Here's Bosch. Line to left field. Pierre right there to make it chest high, and the Tigers go 1-2-3. 6th inning on tap. Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Dodge, visit Dodge.com or see your local dealer today. And by 5-Hour Energy, fixes tired fast. One shot, back to work. Problem solved. Remember, don't forget, on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, you can see the inner workings of a Tigers telecast. They'll bring you inside the truck. And you can check out our production folks and see how they do their jobs on a nightly basis. 5-2 is our score as we go to the 6th inning. The White Sox will come to the plate with A.J. Pierzynski.
One thing for sure, fans will see how much help we get from our production staff.
See, that's the problem with this type of deal.
We get exposed.
Now they know that we get all the
we get
help
exposed.
Oh, absolutely. You guys aren't as smart as I thought you were. That's probably what they're thinking. Pierzynski followed by Beckham and then Tien in the top of the 6th. That's driven foul, way foul, 1-1.
Well, what has Verlander touched here tonight? I believe it's 99. Top fastball. He's gone as low as 74, probably with a changeup or a real slow breaking ball. Verlander changes speeds on his off-speed pitches.
Bounced right back up the middle. Peralta scooting to his left, and Pierzynski is out. 1 away in the 6th inning. What's going on with Carlos Guillen tonight? Let's get an update on Mr. Guillen down on the farm. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a walk tonight for Toledo, but here are his totals.
It will not be very long before we see Carlos Guillen in the Tigers uniform again here playing at Comerica Park.
There's a strike called on Gordon Beckham. Well, I know a lot of Tigers fans, and certainly Jim Leyland's been waiting a while, and got to feel pretty excited if he can come back and provide this team with another veteran bat.
I like the fact that they're being very, very patient with him. They're not rushing him up here, because really the offense hasn't been the problem. They would like to get another bat, and there's no question about that, but they have quite a few 300 hitters. They have some guys that have driven in 50 runs. He will add to that, but they want him to be healthy when he gets here, so Jim doesn't have to worry about taking him in the lineup, out of the lineup on a nightly basis.
That's pulled foul. Well, here's what Jim told us before the game today. He said this is not etched in stone. There are no guarantees, but we feel that he'll be up here sooner rather than later. And so hopefully that means, I don't know, in the next couple of days we'll see. Everything goes well tonight, who knows. Here's the 0-2 to Beckham. Swing and a miss. See you later. Verlander has another strikeout. That'll be his 6th.
And Verlander not messing around here with Beckham with 2 strikes. Up in the ladder, mid-90s fastball.
Here comes Mark Teahen. Only 2 runs tonight for the Tigers, coming on the home run by Miguel Cabrera. Strike 1 on Teahen, who has a single tonight and a really good defensive play. He has spent some time on the disabled list with the dreaded oblique problem. Lifted toward left, slicing back toward the corner. And Bosch runs out of room.
A lot of guys have had that injury this year that have landed them on the disabled list, that oblique. Tigers had a little scare at the All-Star game regarding the oblique with number 24.
Didn't they, though?
Miguel Cabrera had one at bat in the All-Star game and took himself out of the game because he didn't want to injure it any further. But as it turns out, it was really no issue at all.
No, apparently it feels good because he is homered tonight. 1-2 on Mark Teahen. And Verlander just missed that one. He has a long stare in for Bruce Dreckman.
Bruce Dreckman has not given Verlander that backdoor breaking ball here tonight.
Here's the 2-2. And that one is outside again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Juan Pierre would be next if Teahen were to reach. 5 runs, 6 hits tonight for the Sox. Tigers 2 runs, 3 hits. That's pulled towards second, off the glove of a sprawling Rayburn into right field. Teahen takes a turn but holds up.
Couple steps and a dive by Ryan Rayburn, but not able to glove it cleanly. Slowed it down, but not able to glove it.
Ruled a base hit, 2nd hit of the night for Teahen, and the 7th overall for Chicago. Here's Juan Pierre. He slaps one foul. Pierre's been on base twice tonight. Bunt single which drove in a run, reaching on an error in the 5th as well. And his average starting to creep up now. It's at 270.
White Sox are a scary team. And from an offensive standpoint, they have not clicked on all cylinders all season long. And with all the veteran components they have on their team, sooner or later a few of these guys are going to wake up, and that's what Ozzie Guillen is hoping for in the 2nd half of the year.
Well, you would think. Rios' numbers are way down from last year. We've talked about Adam Dunn ad nauseum. Pierre has not stolen nearly as many bases as he did last year.
Not getting much production out of third base, or Morel gets most of the reps, not 10.
The 1-1 lifted toward left. Bosch on the run, and he'll make the out to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Tigers have 3, 4, and 5 coming up.
Sixth inning, and now it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. Nice plays at third base. Don Kelly attempting to bunt for a base hit. He came in, he gloved it, he made the play, and then Ryan Rayburn made a bid for a single later on in the ball game. He knocked that down. He found it quickly and got to his feet and threw Ryan Rayburn out at first base. Coors Light Freeze Cam, always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
So Mark Teahan making his presence felt here tonight. Tigers trying to get the bats going here against Gavin Floyd. They have picked up just 2 runs on the home run by Miguel Cabrera.
And Gavin Floyd came into this contest tonight really struggling in his last 6 starts. He was 0-4 and his earned run average was above 6. But he is pitching like Gavin Floyd usually pitches when the Tigers show up.
Yeah, the one that is 5-1 with an ERA of about 3.5 against Detroit. Bouncing ball to short. Here comes Ramirez, and Maglio is out. 1 gone. We go back to the studio now. Time for a game break, and Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev, thanks very much. And we'll see how that one ends up. Here, the Tigers need to get the bats going. They're down by 3. And Miguel Cabrera stands in. Cabby, a 2-run shot back in the 4th. And he drives one to left field, base hit. So Cabrera's on again, his 2nd hit tonight.
Well, even though the big fella traveled out to Arizona for the All-Star game, apparently he got a little rest.
1,500 hits for Miguel Cabrera.
That's a lot of knocks. 1,500 of them.
And they just put it on the board now, so Cabrera getting a nice round of applause from the sellout crowd. It's getting louder and louder.
Standing O.
And well deserved. Miguel Cabrera at age 28 is halfway to 3,000 hits.
Stays healthy, he gets there no problem. And what I was getting ready to say about Cabrera and the fact that even though he traveled to the All-Star game,
There's a ground ball to first. Konerko spins to second. They get one there. Relay in plenty of time.
He got a little rest because he has come back swinging the bat very effectively.
That he has. Tigers turned away, though, and we go to the seventh.
Verlander came out really establishing his fastball very early in this game. He had a few strikeouts in the first couple of innings, but he came out in the third inning, and the White Sox didn't hit the ball hard, but they took advantage of some off-speed pitches. Now that's a breaking ball there. Tien also breaking ball. Also a breaking ball by the second baseman Gordon Beckham in that inning that were singles, as I said, not hit very hard, but they found some holes.
Well, we've got a wall-side windows pitching change. Verlander is done for the night, and Lester Oliveros will take over.
He's not done bad. I mean, take a peek at the numbers. The earned run average, very respectable. The opponent's batting average at 200. And his job is just to keep the White Sox exactly as they are right now at the 5 runs and give his team a chance to come back.
And he will face Alexi Ramirez, Paul Konerko, and Adam Dunn. 7th inning is underway. The 1-0 pitch is a ball outside. 2-0 on Alexi Ramirez. Verlander, as that ball is hit to right field. Maglio backing up, edge of the track for the out. 1 go. Verlander had gone 9 straight starts of going at least 7 innings. And that'll come that stretch to an end tonight. 6 innings of work. 4 earned runs. 4 of the 5 were earned. And the 1 big inning, they got him for 4 of those in the 3rd frame. And really without a hard hit ball in that inning. Here's Konerko.
You have to give the White Sox a lot of credit. One, Verlander has simply been dominant against them the last couple of years, and they apparently made a few adjustments. They went up there looking for some off-speed pitches. They got them, and they put them in play.
Absolutely. I guess it doesn't matter how you get them, as long as you get them. They had a bunt single which drove in a run. Adam Dunn, who had been struggling, knocked in 2 with a base hit that just eluded the shift the Tigers had on. One ball, 1 strike. Konerko looks at a ball up high. 2-1. A couple of walks tonight for Paul Konerko. He may walk again. 3-1. Lester Oliveros, another in the long line of young guys that have had an opportunity to pitch at the big league level this year. Drill to center field. That'll sink in for a base hit. 1 on, 1 out.
Hey fans, when the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live as we bring you all the highlights, reaction, and analysis. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios and here at the ballpark immediately after the game on Fox Sports Detroit.
Here is Adam Dunn, 2-run single in the third. However, he did bat with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 5th inning and popped up, didn't get a run in. Avila wants time and heads out to the mound to talk to the 23-year-old out of Maracay, Venezuela.
I don't think Avila liked the location of that last pitch. Dunn is one of those guys, when you do throw him a fastball, and that last pitch was a fastball, you want it around the belt buckle and you want it on the inner third of the plate. This ball is down, and that's where Dunn likes to hit the baseball. So Avila promptly got up and he went out and had a conversation with Lester.
Two and 0. Which I guess goes back to what Jim Leland has talked about when he talks about the maturity of Alex Avila and how he's taken control of situations. Now, obviously, he's dealing with a youngster in Oliveros, but even with the veterans now, he's not afraid to walk out to the mound and take control of situations. 2-0 is low, 3-0.
Pitchers really like throwing to Avila.
See what Dunn gets here on 3-0.
He might be swinging.
He is not. It's ball 4, and now the Sox have something brewing here in the 7th. Comes Jeff Jones. Third walk tonight for Tigers pitching. By the way, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the Angus Third Pounder Deluxe, using your cell phone. Text Tigers followed by a space on the player's uniform number to 37338. Or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. We'll have the final results post-game during Tigers Live. So Quentin coming up now with 2 men on. It's a White Sox team that came into this game having lost 5 of their last 6. But they struck early against Justin Verlander, scoring 4 times in the 3rd, and they've led all night long. Swing and a miss by Quentin. I guess you could call this stretch maybe the most critical stretch for the White Sox. They're in a stretch now of 19 straight against their Central Division rivals.
6 of their next 12 games are against Detroit.
Big stretch indeed. Rolled foul, 0-2. And they have not done well within their division. Unlike the Tigers, who have been very good in the Central, the White Sox came in 8-16 against the Central Division. They will certainly need to change that if they want to stay in the race. Pinerico, the runner at second base. They have done it first. Ball high, 1-2 on Carlos Quentin. Quentin takes way outside. Now the count evens at 2-2. Carlos has a couple of RBIs in this game. And for the year now, 53. Verlander looking on after 6 innings of work. Back out of play. On deck, Alex Rios. side again. 3-2, so from 0-2 we've gone full now to 3-2. There's some action in the Detroit bullpen. That would be David Percy. Bouncing ball off the glove of Kelly into left field. Rounding third, Konerko coming home, and he will score, and the White Sox have added another. It's 6-2 Chicago. And Quinton now with 3 RBIs tonight.
The fastball was at 95 miles an hour. It was inside, but Quinton's got some really quick hands, and that ball had some serious topspin to it. It jumped right over the glove of Don Kelly.
Verlander looking on, and now the climb up the hill got a little bit steeper. 54 RBIs for Carlos Quinton. Here's Rios in search of his first hit tonight, and he takes ball 1 inside.
And the White Sox 2 all-stars tonight, Konerko and Quinton. Well, playing like all-stars.
Konerko on base 3 times and scoring twice, and Quinton knocking in 3. There's a strike called, 1-1. Popped up, shallow right field. Ordonez coming out. And the runners will hold. It's his second out of the inning. And it brings up AJ Pierzynski. It's the first of 3 here tonight against the Chicago White Sox. They'll be playing the Sox all weekend. You've got Scherzer and Jackson tomorrow, Penny and Humber on Sunday. How about that? Another day game for Brad Penny. It just never ends for him.
All season long.
Here comes the skipper. And it looks like Percy's coming in to face Pierzynski. We'll take a break. Pitching change here at Comerica. On top 6-2. The Tigers, of course, talking about stretches of playing within your division in the second half. Tigers have plenty of games, as you might expect. You see how they've done so far within the division, but remaining games, a ton of them against Cleveland, Chicago, Minnie, and KC.
It's not going to be easy. There's no doubt about that. But if the Tigers just continue to handle their business within the division, they'll be playing some meaningful games in September and hopefully in October.
Left-hander David Percy has come out of the bullpen for Detroit.
Something else regarding the Tigers and their remaining schedule. I believe 23 of the remaining 70 games are against teams that are, as we speak right now, have under 500 record.
Wow. Well, that's a golden opportunity. Here's Pierzynski to face Percy. A run in to make it 6-2 Chicago. Ball 1 to A.J. Pierzynski.
And Pierzynski, pretty good guess hitter. No doubt against a left-hander. He'll be up there looking for a breaking ball at some point in time, because most left-handers, that's the pitch they like to feature against left-handed batters.
That one missed the outside corner, 2-0. Pierzynski tonight is hitless, 0 for 3. All 3 times he's put the ball on the ground.
More importantly for the White Sox, they're probably pleased at the way that he has handled Gavin Floyd tonight.
Look out. Bat goes flying. Ball is fouled off. Ball went one way, bat went the other way. They making a trade down there?
When you sit down close, you have to pay attention.
Heads up. Here's the young man that ended up with that bat. It was given to him. Here's the 2-1 outside. 3-1 on Pierzynski.
Did you see that look that kid was giving the usher? It looks like that bat comes with some strict instructions.
You may not swing it until you get home, young man. Maglio fan. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Two on and 2 out. A run in here in the 7th for Chicago. Gordon Beckham waiting on deck. Runners going, and it's fouled back out of play. 6 runs, 9 hits tonight for Chicago. The Tigers 2 runs on 4 hits. In fact, 2 of the 4 Tigers hits off the bat of Miguel Cabrera. The Tigers came in having won 5 of 6 against Ozzie Guillen's White Sox, but tonight Chicago in the lead. And again the 3-2. Fouled away.
Apparently there's not enough pine tar at Comerica Park tonight for AJ. Bat continues to slip out of his hands. And as you mentioned early, very difficult to strike out.
And he missed it inside. That's going to load the bases. Pierzynski reaching for the first time.
Hey fans, you can follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for more details.
Here's Gordon Beckham with the bases loaded. And he looks at strike 1. Tiger pitching has walked 2 in this inning. Oliveros walked Dunn, and now Pierzynski walks against Percy. They're loaded up with Dunn and Quinton and Pierzynski. Swing and a miss, and quickly 0-2 on Gordon Beckham. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Normally the White Sox at 243 with men in scoring position. Tonight 4 for 10. And the 0-2. That's back up the middle into center. Base hit. That'll get 2 more runs in for Chicago. Gordon Beckham was down in the count 0-2, and he singles in a pair.
That is the second base hit tonight for Gordon Beckham on an 0-2 pitch. He can't catch up to the fastball. They're throwing fastballs right by him, and then here comes a breaking ball, and it allows Beckham to catch up. And he singles sharply right past Johnny Peralta. That ball was right down the middle.
So not a good 0-2 pitch for Percy, and as a result it's now 8-2 for Chicago. And Beckham has RBIs 26 and 27. Here's Martin. Strike one on Tien, who's had a couple of hits. He's also scored a run. Tigers tonight have their second largest crowd of the season, 43,593. It is their 4th sellout of the year. The only crowd that was bigger this year in this ballpark was opening day. Inside, 2-1 on Tien. Former Kansas City Royal Martin. Three and one.
David Percy giving a little bit too much credit to the left-handed batters that he has seen in this inning. He walked Pierzynski, and now he's in jeopardy of walking Martin.
Three and two. 8th man to bat in this inning. RBI single for Quentin, 2-run single for Beckham. And they've added 3 more to the scoreboard to lead at 8-2. In fact, Chicago now with 10 hits. Runners going, and it's fouled back out of play. So we'll wind it up again. More action in the Detroit bullpen. Ryan Perry. Bouncing ball, second base. Rayburn has it there. And that'll take care of the White Sox. Big inning, though. They score 3 times. We go to the stretch. 8-2.
A little highlight music of this, Kyle, would be great.
And the sights and sounds of our behind-the-scenes telecast tonight that you can see over on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Our producer Brady Klima running the ship down in the truck tonight, and you can catch it all on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. A little bit something different tonight to give you a behind-the-scenes look. On the field, it is 8-2 in favor of the Chicago White Sox. And the Tigers have some big-time work to do now. They've managed only 4 hits in this game so far against Gavin Floyd, who has thrown, Rod, just 79 pitches.
Well, he's been very economical here tonight. They told us that Gavin Floyd was struggling coming into this start here this evening, but apparently the All-Star break worked wonders for him because he has pitched one whale of a game.
So it'll be Johnny Peralta to lead things off. Peralta, Avila, and Rayburn. Johnny is 0 for 2. He's hit the ball in the air twice, once to right field, once to center field. And Floyd goes back to work here in the 7th. The first pitch is in for a strike. Here's the 0-1. Make it 0-2 on Johnny. Gavin Floyd came into the start here tonight having allowed 7 runs on 9 hits in his last start against Minnesota. He was bounced out of that game in the 4th inning, but much different results tonight.
He's got good stuff. We talked about that at the beginning of the telecast. He's 93 and 96 with his fastball.
Roll to the shortstop, and Ramirez throws him out.
He'll tie you up with a breaking ball as he did right there to Peralta, or he'll get that breaking ball down and away from the right-hander, and he has not really used that many changeups here tonight. When the White Sox really got going last year after they got off to a really bad start, it was really Gavin Floyd that led that pitching staff. He was tremendous in the month of June last year.
Well, as Will Oman warms up, he's twirling another good one here tonight.
They've got a good bullpen. It's going to be a very tall task for the Tigers to come back in this game here tonight.
Here's Avila.
White Sox bullpen got off to a miserable start this year, but they have really done some nice work lately. They've gotten it together.
Bullpen ERA 3.43 for Chicago.
And they had to really pitch well to get it down there.
Yeah, apparently so. Here's the 2-0. Avila hits a ground ball off the pitcher, but it rolls to Ramirez. 1-6-3, and there are 2 gone. Here's the Comerica game summary tonight for game 1 of this series against Chicago. Verlander went 6, gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs. Cabrera 2 for 3. He's been the big bat tonight and has now reached 1,500 career hits. He is homered. Dunn and Beckham, a combined 3 for 7 with 4 RBIs. Beckham and Dunn, 2 guys that really had struggled this season for Chicago. Here's Ryan Rayburn. A couple of ground balls to third base. One of them was hit like a bullet right at Tien, who knocked it down and then threw him out on a really close play at first base.
Martinez made a couple of good plays in this game.
Popped up right side of the infield. Gordon Beckham is there to the grass. And the Tigers go 1, 2, 3, 7 in the books. Let's go to the 8th. final game of the series between the Tigers and the Chicago White Sox. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station. And not only are we playing the White Sox tomorrow, but guess who the color analyst is for that telecast? On Big Fox, it'll be Rod Allen, who is going to be joined by another familiar name and face, Josh Lewis.
Yep. Looking forward to that tomorrow afternoon.
See, you don't hang out with the common folks anymore, man. You're going big time now, national.
No, I'll be back on Sunday.
Oh, well, okay. I figured you would. Here's Ryan Perry now. He'll take over out of the Detroit bullpen.
I'm not giving up my day job.
Well, we look forward to that telecast tomorrow.
Well, it should be a good one. Scherzer, Edwin Jackson, a couple of guys that were in the same trade a couple of years ago. Scherzer leaving Arizona and coming to Detroit, and of course, Jackson going the other way.
Juan Pierre is leading it off here in the 8th.
Also a couple of really good right-handed pitchers that are trying to get back on track.
And the Tigers hopefully will see Scherzer have himself a big second half. It certainly will be a key. This guy could be a key as well, Ryan Perry, helping out the back end of that Tigers pen. Pierre pops one up. Shallow left field. Bosch got a late jump, but no problem. One gone. How about we catch up on some happenings around the big leagues? News and notes. What do we have tonight? Boy, they were really worried about Bautista. He twisted that ankle rather, but he's okay.
I saw that slide. Didn't look good.
Asdrubal Cabrera, 15 homers this year. Having a year for Cleveland. Polanco is on the disabled list for the Phillies. That one knocked the mask off of Vila. He's been getting pounded tonight. Took one off his shoulder earlier in the game, and now this one. Ugh. It staggered him.
That fastball is at 96 miles an hour, and it really didn't get slowed down by the swing of Ramirez. So basically a 96-mile-per-hour fastball right at the chops.
There's a base hit.
They have taken advantage of just about every single breaking ball they have seen here tonight that has stayed up in the strike zone. They have 11 hits here tonight, and I bet you about 8 or 9 of them are on off-speed pitches.
For Alexi, that's his second of the night. We'll bring up Paul Konerko. Konerko has walked twice in this game. He has scored twice. Batting .320. One ball, no strikes on Konerko. I don't know if you can call this guy underrated, because I think a lot of people in baseball appreciate what he's been able to do over the years. Yet when you talk about the big sluggers in the game, Konerko's name is not really the first that rolls off your tongue. It's way outside, 2-0.
He's been awfully consistent, and he is starting to put up some numbers now that are starting to compare with some of the best that have ever worn a Chicago White Sox uniform. Some of their power hitters, Harold Baines, Frank Thomas, some guys that have had monster seasons and a lot of longevity into their big league careers.
Well, Konerko has 387 career home runs, which is 56th all time. The guy that he's chasing is Johnny Bench, who's 2 ahead of him. So he continues to move up that list. 3-0 is a strike, 3-1 on Konerko. Well, I remember at the beginning of the year when Dunn was signed in the offseason, people were looking at the middle of that Chicago lineup and thinking, oh my goodness, Konerko and Dunn, are you kidding?
And Quentin.
And Quentin. But Dunn has had not nearly the year people thought he would, to this point at least. It's driven foul. Konerko checks his bat, makes sure it's not broken. sounded funny coming off the bat, but it appears to be okay. Tigers have been out hit tonight 11-4 and outscored 8-2. And Paul Konerko has just picked up yet another walk. It's his third of the night. And that'll be 5 walks for Tigers pitching overall.
I don't know for sure, but apparently the Tigers from a pitching staff came into the game tonight with a mindset that they weren't going to let Konerko beat them, because they really haven't allowed him to swing the bat today, but they've allowed some other guys to hit.
Well, Adam Dunn is up there now, a 2-run single back in the third, which was a huge part of their 4-run third inning, building that lead against Verlander. Ball 1. Dunn has struck out once tonight. I mentioned earlier he's on pace for over 200 strikeouts this year. 206 is the pace he is on. That'll go foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. I guess when they picked up Dunn, the other thing you thought of, especially in that ballpark, that Dunn would have a monster year. All the home runs that fly out of that yard.
There are some in the White Sox organization that believe, and they could be right, that the real Adam Dunn will show up in the second half.
Well, I guess it's hard to believe that he wouldn't, or at least some facsimile thereof, something close.
Paul Konerko was talking, and I was reading an article the other day, and he was talking about how Dunn has handled all of his struggles this year. Konerko said he reverted back to a situation where he had a very poor half. Said it made him a better player.
3-1. Well, Dunn has had 7 seasons of 38 or more home runs. You see the total this year, just 9. Extremely unlikely he'll get close to the 38 mark. There's a line drive right at Rayburn. Flip to second, and they get the double play. So even hard hit balls by Dunn are turned into double plays. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Detroit production truck. It is 8-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Comerica Park. Tigers down in this one, and the standings look like this. Detroit and Cleveland were tied coming in, and Cleveland has a 6-5 lead in Baltimore. They're in the top of the 8th of that game. So we'll keep our eyes on that one as well. Kelly swings on the first pitch and skies one to left field right at Juan Pierre.
That Cleveland Indians team is remarkable due to the fact that Sizemore has spent some time on the DL. Hafner has spent time on the disabled list. Laporta has been on the DL, and now Sensu Chu on the DL, and yet they keep winning.
I got to be honest with you. I thought at this point they'd be like in 3rd place right now.
Their bullpen, for the most part, has kind of kept them intact, along with Cabrera. They're very talented shortstop who made an all-star team this year, and Masterson starting to pitch a little bit better.
There's a base hit for Andy Dirks. 1-out single here in the 8th inning, and the Tigers have just their 5th hit tonight. Meanwhile, Gavin Floyd continuing what he has done over his career against Tigers hitters.
He has been awfully efficient as well here tonight with his first pitch strikes. And he is 23 of 28. And that's why the Tigers hitters here in the 8th inning are swinging at the very first thing they see from Floyd. That's outstanding.
Boy, is it. Here's Bosch. Ball 1. Oh for 3 for Brennan. Strikeout, line out, fly out. 8-2 Sox lead. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Bouncer foul. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bosch. Brennan had 5 hits on the recent trip for the Tigers. He has yet to get a hit against Floyd. He's 0 for 9 against him now. This would be a nice spot. See if the Tigers can get something started here. They're running out of outs. Missed it high. 2-1. And Brian Bruni is warming up.
The year of the beard.
Apparently so. The 2-1. Ball inside 3-1. Of course, the Brian Wilson beard in San Francisco is turning into more of a shtick than anything else, I think.
Laughing all the way to the bank.
Yes, he is.
I ain't mad at him either. I'm not mad at you, buddy.
Phil Koch warming up in the Detroit bullpen.
Bruce Bochy, the manager of the Giants, could care less what Wilson looks like. Just keep getting those saves.
3-2 on Bosch. Tigers frustrated with Mr. Wilson the last time he was in town here.
Oh, didn't they, though?
Bruni's beard is not quite to the level of the other guys.
It's well groomed.
Yeah, well,
it's well groomed.
That's what I was getting at, I guess. Here's the 3-2. Bouncing ball to short. Ramirez one, relay, not in time. Fielder's choice, 2 gone. He's going to bring up Maglio. Oh for 3 for Ordonez. He reached on a pass ball on strike 3 back in the 4th inning and scored ahead of the Cabrera home run. To this point, still the only offense the Tigers have mustered tonight. A 2-run shot for Miguel. And he strokes one to center, base hit. Tigers have their 6th hit of the game. 2 on, 2 out. He's going to bring the big fella up. He's also going to bring Ozzie Guillen out. He's not wasting any time. He's going to the bullpen. So Bruni is being called into this game, and as he trots in, we'll step aside. Pitching change at Comerica. Meanwhile, the White Sox bullpen has been nothing short of lights out over the last 15.
Took them a while to get it together, but they have finally found some guys down in that bullpen, and Ozzie Guillen has them in the right slots, and they've done outstanding work in the last 15.
They will call upon Brian Bruni here with 2 men on, 2 men out in the 8th inning, and here are the numbers on Bruni.
Yeah, this is his 17th appearance this year, but in the prior 16 appearances for Bruni, 14 of those he was scoreless. So he's done some nice work out of that bullpen for the Chicago White Sox.
What's he got going on that necklace over there?
Puka shells. Looks like.
Does it?
Some kind of shells. Teeth.
It does look like teeth to me.
Shark teeth?
Do
maybe?
we want to know? Shark teeth, that might be it. So here's Cabrera now. Ooh, ball 1 inside. 94 up and in on Miguel. 1-0.
Well, if you're going to have any success whatsoever, that's where you have to pitch the big fella. You've got to tie him up, because when you let him get loose and you allow him to use the tremendous bat speed that he has to get through the ball, lots of damage being done.
2-0.
And a guy like Cabrera, you just kind of perk them up a little bit when you pitch them aggressively inside. Those things on his neck look dangerous.
They do. And there's another one high, 3-0.
He's overthrowing. 94, 94, 95 to Cabrera. None of the pitches resemble a strike.
Martinez waiting on deck. That one does. It's a strike, 3-1. Miguel, a 2-run shot in the 4th. Single did not score in the 6th. Bruni is a former New York Yankees, also pitched with Arizona and Washington. Pitched over the National League with the Nationals last year. And there's ball 4. They're loaded up. He's going to bring up Victor Martinez. And here comes Ozzie Guillen again. He wants to go back to the bullpen. Will Oman will come in, and we'll be coming back.
Seats you wanted to sell the tickets to the games you can't make on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Detroit Tigers. Go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today, and you can put a rally cap on.
A healthy dose of them tonight. They're going to need a healthy rally here, although they have the bases loaded now. We have a new pitcher on. Will Ullman comes in.
Ullman has done some nice work for the Chicago White Sox out of their bullpen. He's a situational left-hander, which means usually he just faces left-handed batters. But Ozzie Guillen electing to turn Victor Martinez around to the right side because that's his weaker side as far as batting average is concerned. There you have it.
Quite a bit. So Martinez with the bases loaded. Tigers right now have Bosch down at third base. Ordonez occupying second. And Cabrera has just walked. Sellout crowd starting to get into it now. Tigers trying to get back into the game. Ball one to Victor.
Victor Martinez is hitting .600 this year with the bases loaded. 600.
Did you say 600? Wow. Here's the 1-0. There's a strike on the outer edge. 1-1 on Victor. Martinez tonight, 2 hits, but he's also knocked into a double play. Ullman was signed as a free agent by Chicago on January 10th this past offseason. Missed it again, 2-1.
Victor Martinez, one of those guys that's very hard to defend. Every single position player defensively is playing straight up at their respective positions. And that's because he hits the ball from foul line to foul line on both sides of the plate. I mean, they are playing him literally straight up at every position.
Here is Ullman's 2-1. Swing and a miss.
Big swing there by Victor. Victor usually doesn't swing that hard. He had one swing to go for the downs, and this is exactly what he did. He was ahead in the count, and he tried to play long ball here. Now he'll shorten up, take that little flare to right.
That worked too.
Yeah, it will.
Swing and a tip into the glove for strike 3. Ullman comes out of the pen and does the job. He strikes out Victor Martinez. We go to the 9th.
Martinez around to the right side, and it proved to be the right move. Just about every pitch is away from Martinez. Then the last pitch, he elevates, even though Przenski was patting the ground here before the pitch. I don't know if he was playing games with Martinez or if Ullman just missed that badly with his location.
Well, the result was a strikeout, and I guess that's all that matters for Will Ullman. And now Phil Koch will take over out of the Detroit bullpen.
Phil Koch now pitching in his 20th game. He comes in with 1 win, 8 losses. Of course, the majority of those losses were while Phil Koch was in the starting rotation. But he will be just fine in the bullpen the second half of the year for Detroit.
Carlos Quentin will lead it off here for Chicago.
Go ahead. I'm sorry about
runs,
that.
11 hits for Chicago tonight.
I kind of liked what I read by Kenny Williams, their general manager, a couple of days ago, talking about some guys that really haven't had good years up until this point. They throw your numbers out the window and just come to work every single day and do something positive to help your team. The Tigers have a few guys like that, too.
Here's the 0-1 pitch coming from Koch. And it's drilled toward left center field, and that ball is down, a base hit. Quentin thought about it, but heads back to first base.
Quentin came into this series struggling from an offensive standpoint. He hasn't homered in quite some time, but every single time he has gotten a fastball today, he has absolutely drilled it.
Pretty good night tonight for Quentin.
Yes, it has been.
That night has come to an end. Littlebridge will pinch run. 3 hits, 3 RBIs tonight for Quentin. Here is Alex Rios still searching for his first hit. The Sox now have 12 hits overall in this game. And a ground ball to third. Don Kelly trying to start a double play. There's 1. There's 2. Not a good night for Rios. 0 for 5 with a strikeout and a double play. 2 gone, bases empty. A.J. Przenski, the batter. A.J. tonight is 0 for 3, walked in the 7th inning. The White Sox tonight had a couple of big innings, a 4-run third, a 3-run 7th. Want to know on A.J. And a drive to right field. Maglio on the run. He makes the sliding catch. That'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Maglio with that patented sliding play out in right.
Time for the Home Depot doing more on defense. Back in the 5th inning with the bases loaded. Carlos Quentin making a bid for a single up the middle. Ryan Rayburn stretched out, took the hit away, got the force play at second base. There was a little upset he didn't get the ball to Peralta a little quicker. But a really nice play by Ryan Rayburn.
Well, meanwhile, now it's last call for Detroit as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. And for the Tigers, it'll be Peralta, Vila, and Rayburn as Lillibridge takes over in right. So Quentin out of the game, lifted for the pinch runner, and Lillibridge stays in. Here's Peralta. Johnny in this one is 0 for 3, couple of fly balls and a ground out. Will Oman stays out there. And he'll get the try and get the final 3 outs in an 8-2 game here. First pitch is in for a strike on Peralta. Again, the Tigers' only runs in this one coming in the 4th on the 2-run homer by Miguel Cabrera. Gavin Floyd was really good tonight for Chicago. Popped up first base side and playable. Canerco runs it down.
No disrespect to Minnesota or the Cleveland Indians, but of all the teams that are in the hunt, this team scares me the most.
Yep, I agree. I've been saying that most of the year too. I mean, they just have too much talent to continue to flounder, you would think.
And that's the reason why it's a scary team, because they haven't played up to their capabilities yet, and they know they have it in their tank still. They know that.
There's Avila. Alex 0 for 3 in this one. There's a strike called, 0-1. Scherzer and Jackson tomorrow. A couple of former Diamondbacks. And then Penny and Humber on Sunday. Ooh, look out. Avila, who has taken a couple of foul tips tonight already, is drilled on a pitch by Oman.
The White Sox don't hit many people, but they get hit a lot. And really, Avila had nowhere to move. This fastball was right at him.
Right in the hip.
Looked a little strange to Max, I guess.
Here's Rayburn. 1 on 1 out. Ryan looks at a ball. Meanwhile, Brandon Inge has moved to the on-deck circle. That would be Kelly's spot. Lefty on the mound. The righty Inge would pinch hit. Two and 0. Rayburn tonight 0 for 3, couple of ground balls. He popped up to the second baseman back in the 7th inning. There's a strike called, 2-1. Sox tonight have gone with Floyd, Bruni, and Oman. Tigers have had Verlander, Oliveros. They've had Perry and Koch. Line drive to left, base hit. First hit tonight for Rayburn. The Tigers have 2 men on now with 1 out.
It makes a difference when you get yourself in a pretty good hitter's count, as Rayburn did. 2 balls, 1 strike, dialed in for the fastball. He cheated. He caught it out in front. He drilled it to left. And when I say cheated, that means that the hitter knows he's going to get that fastball. He gets the front foot up and down in a timely manner, and he opens up with his hips ever so slightly when you're anticipating that fastball in that count.
Here is Brandon, 3 for 10 against Sox pitching this year. Pinch hitting for Don Kelly, takes the ball inside. This is the first pinch hitting opportunity Brandon has had this year. Fouled off the mask of A.J. Pierzynski, who got his bell rung. 1-1. Ullman trying to finish this one off. He has hit a batter and he has given up a base hit. Inside, run the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike. Meanwhile, it is a final from Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Cleveland has won 6-5, so they are trying to take a game lead on Detroit if the White Sox hold on and win this one.
The Baltimore Orioles got off to a really good start this year, but that's about it.
Fly ball right field, hit pretty well. Back to the warning track. Lillibridge to the wall to make the catch. Avila will tag and move up. Two gone, and Casper Wells now will pinch hit for Andy Dirks. So the Tigers down to the final out. Well, that first trip of the year was through Baltimore, and everybody was so excited about Buck Showalter and everything.
Yes, they were.
Not anymore. They are now 36-54.
Bucky ball, they were calling it.
Yeah, not good right now. 2 outs. Here's Wells. Casper cuts and misses 0-1. Avila down at third base. Rayburn at first. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Casper 1 for 3 this year as a pinch hitter. And the 0-2 pitch. It's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. White Sox 1 out away from getting game 1 in this series. A game started by Justin Verlander. The 1-2. That'll get away from Pierzynski. Did it hit the batter? It did. So Wells hit by the pitch. That'll send Avila back to third base. Pierzynski, meanwhile,
Must have got him too.
apparently so. Kind of an ugly inning here for Will Oman. Casper on the foot, and then Pierzynski on the foot on the ricochet. Bang, bang. So the bases are loaded now for Bosch. And he sends a ground ball to second. Should do it. Beckham, and the White Sox win game 1 of the series. And they beat Justin Verlander and the Tigers tonight. Final score 8-2. Back with a whole lot more from Comerica Park.